Welcome to Music in the Making. We are 3 high school and junior high music teachers from West Central Illinois. Each week we will talk about our experiences in the classroom, community, and personal lives too. We're no experts by any means, but any help we can provide to our audience of music friends is why we pursue this new venture. Please welcome your hosts, Lisa Hallen, Art Martinez, and Kevin Ferry. Okay. And we're back. It's been a little bit, hasn't it?
Been a minute, as the kids would say.
In a minute. But that's okay. Because you know what? People are listening, especially your teachers. You know that springtime is just so busy. And for 3 teachers that work together for about 2 hours every morning and then go our different ways, we never see each other like at the end of the day. So we apologize for the hiatus, but we tell you that we've been finally finding some time to sit down and do this, and we're happy to be back. Say hi, Lisa. I haven't said anything yet.
Hello. I was just thinking about how our choir teacher is also a rock star track coach who has track meets on Fridays.
Yeah. And we just had to send people to state, boys and girls. It's like, oh my gosh, can we stop being good?
It's really getting in the way of our podcast time.
Busy summer. I will prioritize the coaching that pays me a little bit and this that pays me nothing. So this is therapeutic. That's the pain that I get.
That's right.
It's therapeutic. No, it's been a crazy summer or crazy spring, but it's been a lot of fun, and we've been trying to get back together, and we've been wanting to do this, and we finally found a Wednesday morning that we can get together for a little bit. Right before band camp.
Oh, so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we're going to do this podcast, and then I have to go to band camp. Well, we have to go to band camp. But
I am not going to band camp.
No,
Kevin could.
I'm going back to the golf course.
But he's going back to the golf course.
I don't know. We do really well when you're the assistant band director.
I understand. That's our only W. But whatever.
I'll just go on vacation more often.
Anyway, so we're happy to be back. We plan on doing maybe a few shorter episodes just to kind of get it all caught up with all the things that happened in the spring, which is nuts. I was actually just talking with, I think actually maybe I mentioned it to you the other day, where it's like, it seemed like we had like one sort of event happen, and then like, okay, that's great, that's done. Then 2 weeks later we have another event, and then 2 weeks later we have another event. So it didn't slow down even after organizational, let's talk about that today. So organizational contest, we hosted. So, we had all the bands come out. It was a 2-day event. We had I think a majority of everyone go on Friday. But I think the lead up was crazy. It was just like, okay, we have to plan to move all the equipment at this time in the gym. We have to make sure the gym classes are okay with that, since it's going to be doing during the school day. And then, Kevin, what were some of the things you had to get the building ready? You had to
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a process, and again, on the Friday night of organizational contest, I had a track meet. So, the prep leading up to it is the schedule and getting all the information out, making sure you've got your judges and all of that stuff. Our big dilemma is the equipment moval, and for those of you that know what's going on at Monmouth Roseville right now, we don't have a band room. Our band room is in the auditorium or in the church across the street. So all of our percussion equipment was in the church across the street, and we had to move all of our percussion equipment back over. And then the choirs perform in the church across the street for contest, so we had to kind of do a big switcheroo there. I think we had 8 or 9 schools compete on Friday, and then just 2, Monmouth Roseville and Rock Ridge on Saturday. But in our section, Monmouth Roseville and Rock Ridge can fill a Saturday with their bands and choirs. So we had bands in the morning, choirs in the afternoon, and had a fantastic day. Congratulations to our band, superior rating for our symphonic band, doing that hard ass song. Oh, sorry, Lisa.
Bleep.
This is family friendly.
What of churches in churches?
Oh, it was Old Churches.
Old Churches.
Old Churches by Michael Colgrass.
My wife is sitting next to me going, "What is this?" I'm like, "This is awesome. You have no idea. This is really awesome." And one of the judges right afterwards is like, "Wow, that was pretty bold, but I loved it. That was really, really good." Our concert band got an excellent rating, and our jazz band, our jazz combo, got an excellent rating. We had 6 choirs participate. All 6 got superior ratings. We had a fantastic day. Our student teacher directed 15 out of the 18 songs. Yeah. She did a wonderful job. So if anybody wants a good place to student teach, we let you student teach. We actually let you do things rather than, here's your one song, you get to work with this group. But the other really cool part for us was that we have a Best of the Day category, and our mixed choir, which was our mixed madrigal singers, won Best of the Day. Treble madrigal singers won treble choir Best of the Day. Our bass choir won Best of the Day, and then our treble madrigal jazz choir won jazz choir Best of the Day. So we had an awesome day. I think it was after Symphonic Band went, we knew we had wrapped up our second straight sweepstakes state championship. So it took, we put all the pressure on the bands. As soon as the bands, do what they're supposed to do, then, the choirs can just sit back and relax and perform. But our second straight state championship for sweepstakes, and then 3 out of 4. So it was a wonderful, wonderful day. It was a great celebration. I thought it was more of a celebration towards the end than anything, because I just had a ball, and I thought the kids played their butts off. They sang really well. But it's a fun day, and anytime you can say you're a state champion at something, I don't care what it is, that's something that nobody can ever take away from you for the rest of your life.
Right.
You are the best in the state at what you do. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think for me, it was kind of like, when I was in high school, we performed at a high level. We always played like really tough music. But we never competed at like this kind of state level. We went to like other invitationals, but it was never associated with IHSA. It was still great. It was a lot of fun. I mean, like, it was like hearing some awesome bands and seeing students our age like do some really difficult work. But I think for me, it's like being a director and seeing like not only students put in the work, but it's like I'm also putting in the work to like make sure that they become successful in this. And I think it definitely paid out. Like, definitely was a bit ambitious with some of the music I chose, but I think it paid out in the end, and it was a great challenge for the students. The judges liked the diversity of what we did. I'm trying to think what we all did. We did Old Churches by Michael Colgrass. We did Apollo's Chariot by Nathan Daughtry. We did a second movement of 3 Airs from Gloucester, which is one of the greatest pieces of music ever written. And then we did Gallant Seventh, which, if anything, the kids were like, this is a bit challenging, but I actually kind of like it, and I'm glad. And then they're like, we're not doing this for the next concert, are we? Like, definitely not.
Well, and I would say for the young teachers that are listening, to me, organizational contests has always been the time that the kids are going to sound their absolute best for the year. Mm-hmm. No matter how good you get at the end of marching band season, you can be good, but you've got another 4 months, 5 months, and if you have that carrot out there of organizational contest, of getting that superior rating, and I understand that sometimes people can feel like the superior, excellent, good, fair, poor can be a little bit arbitrary because it's so subjective, depending on that judge that day. But I have always felt like this is the time, like you were talking about the challenging music, this is the time to challenge them, because they're going to work their butts off, because now somebody's judging them. They're getting judged. So they don't want to hear that they're doing something that they shouldn't be able to do. I did talk to one of the judges, Dr. Tim Pale from Monmouth College. Afterwards, I said, how much do you take into consideration the difficulty of the music? He goes, oh, absolutely 100%. Like, how difficult is this music, and how well are you pulling it off? I'm going to judge a group that does a higher quality or a higher level of music. I'm going to judge them differently than I judge a group that does medium easy to easy music. He's like, the more challenging the repertoire, I guess the more lenient I may be, depending. I mean, if you try to do something monstrous that you just can't sing, then that's different. Yeah. But if your ability is higher than the repertoire you're doing, and that's kind of a juggling act or a balancing act, however you want to look at it. But again, I have always felt that organizational contest is the day that they're going to be their very best. And some of you might, because that's in the middle of April, you still got another month of school, and usually most schools have a spring concert. Ours is Pops a la Mode, where we do pop music. But as soon as organizational is over, I have found that kids are done. They don't want to work harder. And for example, my kids wanted to do the Philip Lawson Bohemian Rhapsody for the Pops concerts. A cappella, 8, 9, 10 parts, with that silly alto guitar solo in the middle of it. And I said, okay, we'll try, because we had a really good group this year. And within a week and a half, they knew they couldn't do it. They knew we don't have enough time, and they didn't care enough to get it done. So, I mean, this young teachers, shoot for that organizational date. That's the best your group is going to sound for the year. Your kids, whether you want them to or not, are going to step off the gas and make your spring concert be as good as you can make it. But then get ready for the following year and amp up for the next April.
Yeah. Organizational is also the first concert after all of that progress of solo and ensemble for our school especially, which is another reason they're going to sound their best then. They've found that confidence in doing their solos and doing their ensembles and having that success there.
Yeah. I mean, and to put our effort into solo and ensemble, and then to go from like, okay, now we're going from the individual / small ensemble to then going for like the full ensemble. It's like we're still trying to maintain that mentality, but at the same time try to get to like together and perform. So it was definitely a lot to experience in a very short amount of time, but I mean, I think I couldn't have been prouder with the students and how they shaped up. So definitely excited about that. I think for next year, looking at like how, because we like Kevin had just said, we go from marching band and it's like right into concert band, but it's like really like wintertime concert band. I'm definitely looking at possibly giving like maybe like the toughest piece I'm gonna give, and that be like, let's start on this now, and you have it in your hands, so that as we go through the process of winter concert, solo and ensemble, and now we're at organizational, it'll be a lot more comfortable. But I think if you're a first year teacher, like, don't feel like you can't be a little ambitious, but after every rehearsal, after every performance, as you lead up to something, your largest performance of the year, like, keep that mental gauge of like, okay, the clarinets definitely got stronger after solo ensemble, so I can definitely give them this piece. Or I can, like, I know that the trumpets, maybe they stayed the same-ish, so maybe this piece that I chose originally is not, won't really work for them, but that's okay. I can give them something that's similar. If anything, I was really happy that Apollo's Chariot was like one of the favorites. It was like our opener, and it was like fast and all like these cool percussion parts sort of things, and really happy that turned out. So, but yeah. Anything else, Lisa? How do you feel like concert band did? I mean, I was say like I thought they sounded great by the time we got to org.
Thank you. No, it was we had a lot of students really step up and help us get a good performance there at the end. It was leading up to it. There was some rough spots, and we had to make some adjustments and just who's playing what, and had some students really step up and help us have a great performance.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, having the underclassmen like get ones and like getting ones and like best of days for solo and ensemble. It's like, these are going to be some great students going into organizational and beyond.
Absolutely.
So, really
well,
cool.
and again, we talk about the competitive nature of music, and that's a debate that people have, but I don't care what the motivation is. And for young teachers, I know that there are several schools that, don't believe in the IHSA or don't believe in competing and all of that stuff. But if you're a young teacher, get your kids to contest, because it is the time where they're going to want to do their best. Whether it's IHSA organizational or whether there are different competitions in your area, get them to competitions, because that's when they're going to learn. We encourage our kids to go listen to other groups. Like, we made our choir kids sit and listen to Rock Ridge's band while our bands were warming up, and our band kids that weren't warming up sit and listen to Rock Ridge's band. So you get to compare contrast. We did the same. Our entire choir watched all of Rock Ridge's choirs perform. And I think at first, I told them, we have a lot of respect for Curtis and Jake and what they do at Rock Ridge, because they are a fantastic program. And I said, you need to be as supportive as possible. And I know that the Rock Ridge kids were a little bit nervous that we were all in there. But after their first song, the energy in that room just rose, and their performances just got better and better and better, and they fed off that energy. And so it's competitive, and Rock Ridge musically is one of our bigger rivals, if not our biggest rival. And I know that sounds weird to say musically. I understand what I'm saying, but like, we root for each other, and Kewanee, kudos to Kewanee, finished second in the state. Alex Bennick and Katie Yelm up there. Holy cow, like what that program has done over the past 4, 5, 6 years with Alex and now the addition of Katie is just absolutely wonderful. So in Midwest Central Illinois, we've got a lot of teachers that I won't say are buying into, or they've made the choice that this is an outlet that we're going to use to make our kids be the best that they can be the first weekend of March for Solon Ensemble, and then the second or third weekend of April, depending when Easter is, for organizational contests. And I think that's very, very important. I had a conversation with my student teacher, who's now at Orion High School, junior high school. Congratulations, Caitlin. Orion is a school that goes to the Quad City Open for Solon Ensemble. Get them back into IHSA. I understand, 10 years ago why Orion and Moline and all those schools left, and it might not be Moline, it might be UT and Geneseo and Rock Island, whoever left Solon Ensemble from the IHSA, and I understand all those reasons, but that's so long ago. Bring these kids back and let them compete at this level, and then see where they stack up against all the other schools from the state of Illinois. So I just think it's a huge carrot that you can dangle in front of your kids to do their best mid-April, and it's a whole lot of fun. Our kids have a hell of a lot of fun with it.
It is amazing. One of my favorite parts of those 2 days was sitting there. We'd watched a few of our choirs perform, and there was a delay with Wi-Fi or something with the judges, and Mr. Ferry stands up and is like, "Miss Hallen, can you come down here?" And I'm like, "Oh no, what's happening?" Then Mr. Martinez, and he just one by one is calling all the music teachers, and I'm starting to be like, "Oh wait, no, this is something good." And Mr. Ferry announced to our students that we had secured that state championship, and like, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Our students, the cheers and the happy faces, and students immediately just crying because they, set these goals for themselves, and they've been working so hard since January, and for 3 years before that for our seniors. That moment was just incredible. And again, like, I haven't always been super on board with the being super competitive and playing the game for it, but seeing what it means to our students and how much they buy in, again, it just further solidifies that it works for our program. Our kids love it.
Right. And I think, and to add just one little thing too, like, if you're in a situation where like, I just can't take my band anywhere, I can't do this, then set up a day, say, guys, we're going to be judged on this day in the gym. You're going to wear your concert uniform. We're bringing in 3 judges, and they're going to judge you, going to critique you, and then that's all you do it. When I was student taught, my mentor teacher, that was contest day. They didn't have any other bands. It was just, we're bringing in 3 judges, all the bands play, and they're going to judge you, they're going to critique you, and then we'll see what they have to say at the end. And honestly, if that's where you need to start, then start there. Don't worry about joining IHSA or some sort of conference right away. Just give them that experience. Say, all right, so now if we go somewhere else, just different judges, different environment, but you just do your job. And
you all know 3 people that you can ask to come in and judge.
Oh, yeah.
For dinner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If anybody called the 3 of us and said, hey, I'll take you out to eat if you'll judge 4 of our bands and 2 of our choirs.
Right.
Yeah, we'd be there.
2 hours.
We'd be there in a heartbeat.
For sure.
Again, we've talked about it. Reach out to the people that you know, because everybody's should be, and if they're not, I feel sorry for them. Everybody should be willing to help everybody. Yeah. So exactly. that's our views on organizational contest, and congratulations to our kids. Yeah. Because they worked their butts off to achieve those goals.
It was nice getting that trophy and then having
it's a big trophy
and having to put it together, but it's a big trophy. It's nice.
It's a big trophy.
So we're really excited for them. Well, we're back, thankfully.
Email us.
Yeah, email us. Oh, that's right. Got to remember how to do all this again. Yes, musicinthemakingpod@gmail.com. Any questions or anything you want us to talk about, we're always open.
Have you ever checked the email?
I do check it.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's also been like 2 months because
One of my friends sent a passive aggressive one. Remember?
yeah, and then
Are they really a friend then?
They are. They were like, "Let Lisa talk more."
Yeah.
Love you. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I mean, it sounds like it was a planted email, but you know,
I
it's
had no
Was
idea.
the friend's
I-
name was the friend's name Mrs. Allen?
Issa
Lallen.
Lallen. Issa Lallen.
No.
Anyway, all right. Well, until next time, guys. I think next time we'll probably talk about Pops and how it's like immediately after, or no, sorry, all district. But then we'll talk about Pops and see, and just so like,
We can lump that into one.
yeah, probably.
Because if you guys can do all district on your own, it's a band geek.
That
thing.
that's true. That's right. You were
there though.
you were there.
I'm a dad. I'm
Yeah.
the music department chair. I
That's-
have to be there.
You
had
won.
nothing to do with it.
Important
Yay band.
Yay,
No
man.
one claps back.
All right. Next time we will talk about all district and Pops. Until then,
Smash that like button.
smash that like button and
Girl, bye.